this week we're celebrating World Female Ranger Week. It's an initiative by the international NGO How Many Elephants, and is dedicated to amplifying the voices of female wildlife rangers globally. Now, these incredible women are on the front lines of conservation. They're protecting our planet's wildlife and also inspiring future generations. And we'll be speaking with, some of these remarkable rangers in just a moment. But first, we would like to meet the founder of this impactful initiative.
Yes, her name is Holly Budge. Now, she's the founder of How Many Elephants and World Female Ranger Week, and she joins live via video chat. Holly, thank you very much for joining us. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good. Now, Holly, first off, you've patrolled with multiple ranger teams across Africa. Would like you to first give us an idea of what it's like being a female ranger and in Africa, and how much impact you've brought to this sphere.
Yeah, I mean, I've had the very rare privilege of spending much time on the front line with all female and mixed ranger teams across Africa. And I'm just blown away by the female rangers that I've met. These ladies are making such impact on the front line. So, I've spent time with the fully armed Akashinga Rangers in Zimbabwe, the Mara Elephant Project, and Big Life Rangers in Kenya, to mention just a few. And these ladies, they've got courage, they're brave, and the impact they're making is tremendous. So that was my inspiration for launching World Female Ranger Week, which is now in its fourth year. So this is a campaign to celebrate and support female wildlife rangers around the world and amplify their voices in the global media.
Let's talk about some of the key goals for this year's World Female Ranger Week. Share with us some of the key goals for this year's edition.
Yeah, so the main goal here is raising awareness, sharing their stories so people know about the impact female rangers are making. But also it's about raising money as well. So I have this expression, conservation without funding is just conversation. So it's about joining the dots between donors and direct action conservation efforts. It's also about promoting gender equality in conservation. So I'm working with around 4,500 female wildlife rangers over 18 African countries and many more worldwide. But even though women are making huge strides forward, they're only 11% of the global ranger workforce is female. So there's still much work to do on that front. But last year we got 500 million views in the media around this week. So this year we're really trying to keep pushing those boundaries and keep getting these stories out there in the media.
Now let's meet those women who are making a change. Let's meet some of the incredible female rangers, starting here in Nigeria, located at the Cross River National Park in South Nigeria, which is one of the country's most important conservation areas. Please welcome to the program Caroline Olory. She is a Conservator of Parks, and she joins us live via video chat. Caroline, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you for doing this with us.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm grateful to be here to this time.
Thank you. Can you tell us about some of the unique challenges you face as a female ranger, in Nigeria, and to begin with, South Nigeria?
Yes, actually, just like Holly has said, we have the rangers out there protecting biodiversity. In Nigeria, we have 7 national parks. The majority of the rangers are males. But we have these females, around about 10-20% of the entire workforce of the National Park Service are females. And they are in the forest just like the male. So in Nigeria, we don't have an all-female ranger patrol, but we go along with the male counterparts. And of course, when you're working with the men out there in the field, we are protecting wildlife. We have communities that are surrounding these national parks. And so going to the forest as women, sharing tents with the male counterparts as a woman it's not that easy. But we see women that are so passionate about the protection. Generally, naturally, women are conservators. Women conserve. No female will eat food and make sure it's finished. They must keep some for the family, for the children. And so we have these women that are working out here, very passionate. Some of the challenges, like Holly has equally mentioned, is the imbalance. Now, it will interest you, for several years, more than 3 decades of the National Park Service, I am, for now, the only female protecting and managing a national park. Cross River National Park is a very unique ecosystem, very diverse, and the richest part of Nigeria's biodiversity. And so to manage it is not a very easy task. It's a very important that as a female with the passion to protect what we have, I was, by God's grace, using the Conservator General, who himself has been so inclusive as he came in. I'm talking about the current Conservator General of the National Park Service, Dr. Ibrahim Musa Goni. In 2017, found it very important to bring me up as a woman to control the national park. There has been the challenge of initial resistance. We can't have a woman to control the managers. But we have been there in the field. In the field, there's no difference between a male and a female. We patrol together. We arrest. In fact, sometimes when they arrest, they can handcuff you with the culprit, because most parts of Cross River National Park particularly is unaccessible vehicular. There's no vehicular access, and so we have to trek in and trek back to the main road where the vehicle stops with the culprit. With that and carrying your backpack, no person carries a backpack for a woman. Nobody says you are a woman, give me your backpack. As heavy as it is, the women carry it equally. And so that is how we have been protecting our biodiversity back here in Nigeria, both male and female. In fact, many patrols are led by the females. I have led several patrols where we have made arrests. We have a current challenge, which is a mining issue. As a controller of the national park, I decided that we must get to the mining site, and then I had to lead the patrol. And in that patrol, we had arrests of 10 persons mining in the park. And of course, we have to find a way of bringing them out for prosecution.
Thank you very much, Caroline.
Now?
Thank you.
The number of women involved is still relatively low. But
right,
we have
Caroline,
been making some progress anyway.
Thank you, Caroline. Now, next we journey to Kenya to meet Karen Yegon Chiptu, a Maasai woman and the first recipient of the World Female Rangers Award. We're also going to be taking a look in Zimbabwe as well, but Karen shared her achievement with the Mara Elephant Project, the highlights of her work and what it means to her to be a role model for other women in her community. And apart from that, if we also want to talk about Zimbabwe, we meet Margaret Linat. Now, she's a ranger, sergeant who has been a ranger since 2017. Margaret told us what inspired her to become a ranger, the ranges she continues to face, and also how she continues to overcome these challenges, rather. Let's take a look at that.
My name is Caroline Olory. I'm a Mara Elephant Project Ranger. I'm working in Mau Forest in Alpha Team, whereby I'm a commander. I'm leading 10 rangers, which 8 of them are male, and 2 of us we are female rangers. And I'm also a trainer. I was able to train medic training, that is first aid training, in Rukinga Ranch, and I've been able to train almost 4 groups of rangers. And these skills have been able to be used outside there by the rangers, and also I myself have been able to use these skills in the community and also in our ranger stations. And also a survival skills instructor, that's the recent course I attended. And also I'm a drone operator, and we've been able to use the drones. We're using our drones in Mau or in Mara. So I've been able to use drone to scare the elephants away and also to survey the area. So that's what I'm basically doing in Mara Elephant Project. Being a role model, it's good. I feel so good because when I'm out there in the community can see that everything is possible. They can see it from me, not from any other person, but they can basically see it from me, because when I'm out there, I'm able to do as I said earlier, I did the first aid to the community, and they were able to ask me where did I gain that skills from, and I was able to tell them, being a ranger is not only putting on the uniform, but there are some other things you can be able to do. So I'm empowering some female who are there in the village, that one day, one time, they will join us in this industry, because not only men can do it, even us as female, we can do it best.
My name is Margaret Darawanda. I come from a village called Nyamakate, that is in Murungwe district, Zimbabwe. I joined Akashinga in 2017 and have been serving as a ranger for 7 years now. I was inspired to join Akashinga because of some of my females that I work with. I remember as we were waiting by the training center to be interviewed, most of the ladies from my community, they were not showing fear. I doubted myself so much. I did not know what kind of a job that I was getting myself into. But because I was vulnerable, I was sitting at home, I wasn't doing anything. I just came to try. But seeing those courageous women that were there, and as a new system that was being developed in my community, because whenever this kind of jobs were introduced, it was only the males who were given the chances. But right now, it was a turnaround. It was a new thing that was coming in my community. And every woman, every lady from the village, they were so eager and interested. So I told myself, because of all these 100 females that were here gathered, they were just like me, and I had to try myself, because I was like them, regardless of being a female. We were getting ourselves into this kind of a job which is risky, and not many people believe that a girl child can be in the bush working as a ranger in wildlife protection. So I was there, and I gained confidence and strength as I went through the 6 months training that was very tough and difficult, having to learn all the survival skills in the bush, because you have to meet up with dangerous animals and you have to meet up with armed poachers, and most of the poachers, they are males, while I am a woman working against the males. But because I passed and successfully completed my basic ranger, as I had the support and encouragement from my colleagues, I gained my strength and I committed myself to become a conservationist, and also to continue and elevate in this kind of a job. And I have become a sergeant through this time, due to commitment and the sacrifice that I've given.
And that's Margaret there, all the way from Zimbabwe. We also had Karen from Kenya there. They are two of the women that we are celebrating for World Female Ranger Week. Now, these stories that they have shared, their stories, as well as Caroline's story and Holly's story, has highlighted the incredible dedication and impact of female wildlife rangers worldwide. Now, World Female Ranger Week not only celebrates these women, but also calls for more support and gender equality in conservation. And that was what was very pertinent in all of their stories that they shared. So if you want to learn more and find out how you can help and contribute, make sure to visit How Many Elephants website. Again, the NGO is How Many Elephants website. And yeah, well, many thanks to you, Holly and Caroline. Thank you guys, ladies, for joining us on Weekend Warrior. Also, Holly, if you don't mind sharing with us your social media handles and where people can go make a donation, if you can.
I've got one question for Holly. Holly, Caroline, I don't know if you guys have met, but especially that Caroline is in the south of Nigeria, where we have 78% of Nigeria's flora and fauna, if I'm correct. Can you tell us exactly how people respond to female rangers and rangers generally when it comes to conservation of wildlife in Nigeria. I'm very curious, the people that you meet, are they appreciative of the work that you do there, Caroline? And then Holly, you can tell us your experience as well. But Caroline, go ahead.
Okay, I think female ranger that now see it as a profession they can join. And so when you get to communities, they are happy. I want to be. In fact, we have a program where female rangers go to schools and they are happy, they want to identify with us. And that, just like I mentioned earlier, the population of women. And now one major issue too we have that the communities before now, communities surrounding the park, they don't give a damn when they have meetings, whether there are women interacting with them. You see women come around, do their participation, even not protect very much if the communities are not carried along.
All right, Caroline, I think we're having a problem
At
with the
least
connection
achieve
there.
that.
It's cutting in and out. But let me move on now to Holly. Holly, you've been working with these women for a very long time, even if you're working with them remotely. And of course, your NGO, How Many Elephants. What's been your experience when it comes to the interaction with people on the outside when they meet female rangers? Are they appreciative of the work that they do?
Yeah, I think most people from the outside are very appreciative of the work that female rangers are doing, and the female ranger movement is growing rapidly because they're proving to be so successful. But also, the more women I talk to, the more female rangers, social stigma is still a big problem. So, you know, that might be their families, the communities, or the broader picture that there's lots of people out there that still think women shouldn't be working in these roles, and that women shouldn't be out sleeping in the bush or in the forest with men that they're not related to or not married to. So this is still relatively new ground, but the overall sort of consensus is that female rangers are doing amazing work. And this year, World Female Ranger Week, I'm seeing more and more male rangers coming forward saying we totally support the work of our female colleagues and we really want to support them. So that's a huge step forward. And this campaign is about celebrating women, but it's not about excluding men or male rangers. So I just wanted to put that in there. And also you can find out more at worldfemalerangerweek.org. is the website. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Holly. I'm guessing that you started this NGO out of love for the elephants, if I'm correct.
Yes, it's all started with the elephants, and then it led on to me patrolling on the front line. My background is adventure, so I've climbed Everest, first woman to skydive Everest, and it's a whole different adventure patrolling on the front line with these incredible women.
Wow, that's exciting. You live the life I would love to live. Unfortunately, I'm stuck in a studio and you're out there experiencing the world with wildlife. That's grand. I can't ask for anything better.
Well, likewise myself. I'm a huge fan of elephants, and I adore elephants. Oh, yes, I am. I adore elephants. And I cannot, look, one of the things that make my life complete, a dream of mine that I don't like to share, I don't know why I want to share this on national television, but is to go to a sanctuary and spend at least maybe a week, you know.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, well,
Live
show
more.
off.
Thank you, Holly.
Thank you,
Caroline.
ladies.
Thank you indeed. I really appreciate your presence here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.